We're going to go ahead and continue with Kyle Larson, driver of the number 5, Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet. If you have a question for Kyle, please raise your hand. We will get a microphone to you. We'll start up front here with Al.
Yeah, Kyle, Al Pierce from Auto Week. The fact that Long Beach has even been rumored to maybe being a venue, do you like the idea of adding street races or road races to the schedule, or do you like the balance that we have now between ovals and road courses?
I don't know. I hadn't really thought or put too much thought, I guess, to it. It doesn't matter to me. I don't really mind. So I think Long Beach would be cool because it's a nice area, and so yeah, I'd be okay with it.
Let's go to Bob and then to Lee.
Bob Hawkers, Fox Sports. In the Hendrick Museum, there's that big sign that says Race to 300. I don't know if you've seen it. And then I guess now it says 304 above it. So I'm curious, what's the next kind of, what would be the next big thing for Hendrick? Or do you have any sense of what's the big next kind of seminal moment?
I don't know. Probably a championship in the 40th season. I think that would put them at 15 championships as well. So maybe that would be the one, I guess, closest to chasing. I'm not sure what other. I didn't even know 80,000 laps was a thing, until leading into Phoenix. So I'm sure there's other maybe milestones that I haven't really heard about yet. But I think all of us would love to win a championship in the 40th season.
Kyle, as the defending winner of Martinsville next week, when did you really feel like you got your skill level to a point where Martinsville was just comfortable and it became repetitive?
It's still not. Honestly, it's still not comfortable for me. I don't really still feel like I can run consistent, comfortable laps with a rhythm. So no, I mean I won last year, but it's still not a good track for me. I don't go there and dominate like I have at a lot of other racetracks. But we happened to win there last year, so that was really neat and something I'll never forget, and just something that I never thought would be done. But I still have a lot of room for improvement there to be a consistent contender.
And with the way all the Hendrick cars seem to be running so well right now, does that kind of elevate your game? Because that, in addition to Gibbs, that most of your competition is going to come from within.
I don't know. I think just honestly try and just focus on yourself and focus on trying to put together the best race possible for you and your team. So, yeah, I mean, we're quick every weekend, which is great. But yeah, I think because of that, you're not really losing too much focus.
Okay, let's go to Matt and then to Mike.
Matt Weaver, Sportsnet. Sorry, Kyle. Two for you. We've seen over the years, especially on the dirt side, where you just get bombarded by fans, and it seems like you've really embraced that or you've accepted that. I'm curious, what has gone into your willingness to give a lot of yourself to fans anywhere you go?
I don't know. I think I guess I understand that, I'm a draw, and I remember being a kid going to the pit area and wanting autographs from drivers and stuff, and they always took the time for me. So I try my best to take my time for every fan that stops by my hauler. After the races there, sometimes I'm there for 20 minutes. Sometimes I'm there for 2 hours signing. So I don't know. I just enjoy it. I enjoy feeling like I'm making an impact on the event and the promotion and just the sport in general. So no, it's cool. It gets overwhelming during the night sometimes, but I try my best for sure.
And then, I don't know if you've put a lot of thought into this, but now the sports betting floodgates have opened in a lot of places now, and we've kind of seen this week with Shohei Ohtani, the kind of pitfalls of that. But at the same time, it has the potential for growth for a lot of sports too, getting people interested. Have you ever put any thought towards the pros and cons of what that could mean for NASCAR and racing in general?
No, I haven't. I haven't yet. I don't gamble on sports, so I think maybe if I gambled on sports, I would have an opinion on it. But yeah, I don't do any gambling. But I do think that it would be, I would assume good for the sport overall, just because you would attract probably a bigger audience and a new audience that maybe hadn't paid any attention to NASCAR racing, but and a younger, I would think, audience as well. So I don't know. We can gamble, or not we, but like you can gamble on NASCAR races, right? Because DraftKings and all that. But so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't gamble.
Okay, we'll go to Mike and then to Chris.
Mike Embry, Auto Week. A lot of drivers seem to list Martinsville as one of their toughest tracks, although it's the shortest, slowest, etc. Where would you put it in your list of tough places that you have to race at?
Yeah, I would say it's up there. It used to be probably the toughest track for me, and still probably is in the top 2 or 3 toughest places. Honestly, here at Richmond and Martinsville are probably both up there, which is surprising that I've won a couple cup races here and a cup race at Martinsville, just because they are so difficult on me. But they just don't they don't really suit my driving style. They don't suit kind of the style that I learned growing up, sprint cars and stuff. I think everybody assumes, short track, like sprint cars race tracks or short tracks, so it must translate 100%. But the driving style to sprint car track is more like a intermediate, fast speeds, not a lot of brake. Where Martinsville, Richmond, you're like slowing down and trying to hit this mark all the time, which is difficult for me. So yeah, it's tough.
Does it surprise you that Bubba Pollard can come in here and lead practice first time out in these cars?
No, I guess not really. I mean, I knew he'd be good. And all that, I hadn't really paid attention. I just read a tweet on my way in here that he was quickest, and then I see that he's like last in qualifying, so I don't even know if he can. I'm assuming that car has enough points to make the race, but or I hope it does anyways. But no, I'm just interested to see kind of how his race goes and all that, because yes, he's one of the best short track racers that I've ever heard about. I don't think I've ever raced with him, but the little bit of attention that I pay to pavement late models racing, he's seems to be the best. So I'm excited to see how he does, and hopefully he can drive from the back to the front and then get more opportunities.
Chris Powell, Couch Coach Live. Cal, obviously this time last year you won the Toyota Owners 400. What is your approach coming to this race this week?
I don't know. I think as I mentioned, it's a tough place for me, so I don't ever really come here with the highest of expectations. More so just because of me, but talking to my team and stuff, we won the spring race, but we were really bad in the fall race, and so I think we've come here with a much different approach for car setup. So I'm just excited to get on track and practice and feel if it translates and if we're really quick or not. So and then kind of evaluate from there and set goals for the race. But as of right now, I just don't know what to expect. But I'm excited for the challenge and ready to get going.
Good.
Okay, sorry. Steven Sykes, Alive and Global Media. From this year, there's always been changes with teams and what have you. What approach did your team have going into this year versus last year, even though the tracks may have changed up and down? But there's been different changes. Like last week, you started 15-17, but then the previous week, 10-5. What were those changes like from last year with your team to help make it better communication in terms of moving up throughout the race?
I'm not sure. As far as our team, it hasn't changed too much since I got there 4 years ago. We've had a couple guys come and go, but overall our team's been pretty much the same since I started there. Pit crew, there's only one guy different, and then on our team I think there's 2 or 3 guys now that have changed, but. Cliff Daniels, my crew chief, kind of the leader of the team. He does a great job assembling people and leading, and I feel like our communication is great within the team, especially during the race. To myself. So yeah, I mean, every team's trying to improve every week. Look at how you did, whether it be good or bad from the race before, and try to improve on it. So that's our goal every week, and sometimes that looks different week to week on what needs to be improved. But I feel like our team knows the areas to work on.
All right, we're going to close with Bob. Bob, right up front here.
Was there anything in the celebration after the win at Martinsville or in the days following that made you realize just how important Martinsville was to Hendrick Motorsports?
I would say not any more than what I already knew. I understand the significance of Martinsville. Long before I ever got to Hendrick Motorsports, you could see it when any of their teams won, what that place meant to them. So when I got to come to Hendrick, I knew, about Martinsville and all that, and hoped that I would win there someday to add to the legacy there. But so no, I mean, I think Cliff and myself both probably never expected me to win there, so that made it really good. But yeah, I mean, just I don't know. It's not really the winning. The first win there is talked about a lot, but the tragedy I feel like is not mentioned often, at least personally to me. But it's always on everybody's minds. Anytime we get ready to go to Martinsville. So yeah, I'm sure all of that makes us want to win there. Or have a good run there, even more than other tracks probably.
All right, Kyle, thanks so much. Good luck this weekend.
All right, there's the checkered flag. Great job, driver.